Our story begins in prehistoric times, long before the concept of England existed. Ancient people created fascinating structures, such as the mysterious Stonehenge, whose purpose still eludes us today. This was a time of tribal societies, with no central government or nation. As we move forward, we encounter the Romans, who invaded the British Isles in the 1st century AD. They introduced roads, towns, and even central heating, leaving a lasting legacy that can still be seen today. Next, we step into the era of the Anglo-Saxons, invaders from Germany and Denmark who laid the foundation for England. They created the English language and established a patchwork of kingdoms, each with its own king. The 10th century sees the arrival of the Vikings, fierce warriors from Scandinavia. They conquered large parts of England, leading to a blending of Norse and Anglo-Saxon culture that shaped the English language and society. The year 1066 marks one of the most famous events in English history, the Norman Conquest. William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, claimed the English throne, forever changing the landscape of England with his castles and cathedrals, and introducing a new, French-influenced culture. Fast forward to the 15th century, and we find ourselves in the midst of the Wars of the Roses, a brutal civil war for control of the English throne. This conflict ended with the rise of the Tudor dynasty, which included one of England's most famous monarchs, Henry VIII. The 17th century brought turmoil and change in the form of the English Civil War, a conflict between the monarchy and Parliament that resulted in the temporary establishment of a republic, the Commonwealth of England. The 18th and 19th centuries marked the age of the British Empire, a time when England's power and influence spread across the globe. This was also the era of the Industrial Revolution, which transformed England from a largely rural society into an industrial powerhouse. Finally, we reach the 20th century, a time of 2 world wars that tested England's resilience and spirit. The post-war period saw the dismantling of the British Empire and the birth of the modern United Kingdom. In this journey through time, we have seen England evolve from a land of ancient tribes to a global power. We have witnessed invasions, wars, revolutions, and the rise and fall of empires. Each chapter of England's history has left its mark, shaping the country's culture, language, and landscape. To summarize, we have covered the history of England from prehistoric times to the modern era. We have delved into the impact of the Romans, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings, and Normans. We have explored the Wars of the Roses, the English Civil War, the age of the British Empire, and the world wars of the 20th century. So the next time you walk the streets of London, visit a medieval castle, or simply sip a cup of English tea, remember the rich tapestry of history that has woven together to create the England we know and love today.